like the first to four. So it's like it's not over with. So as long as it's not over with, you got a chance. And I think having done it before, should give you even more confidence that you can. Not that it's going to be easy or it's going to be given to us, but you should be extremely confident as long as you got a chance.
We're looking forward to the challenge. We got to embrace it. It ain't no other way around it. Last game on our home floor to kind of embody our whole season. We're looking to give it everything we got. We are not scared. We do not fear the Golden State Warriors. We want to come out and just play the best version of basketball that we can.
Got to embrace that challenge. All right, Jay, well, what's the most important thing for the Celtics to do tonight to even this series?
So obviously you can focus on turnovers. I think that's a big thing. But I think the most important thing is how they start this game. And for me, there was an alarming stat that I found out through 5 games in this series thus far. On 66 ISOs for Jayson Tatum through 5 games in this series, he has 50 points. You know what that lets for me know, RJ and Stephen A., is that in order to get him going early, and we talk about he's played 200 more minutes than anybody else in this series, with the exception of 2 other players that played for the Boston Celtics, and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford, by the way, but is to get him in early action, get him off pin downs, get him off curls, let him see the ball go in early, find some misdirection, move the defense from side to side, get a multitude of passes instead of getting into this ISO game. And I know you want to find the right target, the right matchup, and find a way to get Stephen Curry on him. But the sooner you can get Jayson Tatum involved in this game, the better off they will be down the stretch. Because in Game 5, when he didn't even attempt a shot with the first 6.5 minutes of the game, that's not the right mindset you need for a playoff game, especially an NBA Finals game, let alone a Game 6 in a closeout scenario against the Golden State Warriors in Boston. The way Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics start this game will impact the way the game is down the stretch.
Hell with all of that. Hell with that. I totally disagree with you. It's about how they finish. These guys have problems in the fourth quarter, particularly in late game situations. That's what the problem with the Boston Celtics have been. They've had double-digit deficits in the first half and still have come back. They've had double-digit deficits in the second half and they've still come back. But how you finish matters. It's about Jayson Tatum in that damn fourth quarter. That's what this is about. And Steph Curry hasn't been great in terms of shooting in the fourth quarter. I shot 1 for 7 from three-point range, so like 14% in the fourth quarter. But the bottom line is he's got help. When you look at Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, part of the reason they're turning the football over, their spacing ain't right. They're dribbling the ball entirely too much. They're not trusting their teammates nearly as much as they should. I'm not saying there haven't been times when they haven't trusted their defense, but there have been pivotal moments where you're trying to put the ball on the floor and make something happen. And in Jayson Tatum's case, you're constantly looking for officiating to help you. You can't do that. You just got to go out there and play. I'm not trying to act like starting off the game ain't going to be important on this particular night. I'm simply making the point that their problems have been in late game situations. They can't sustain whatever kind of momentum they build because they're turning the basketball over entirely too damn much. You got to protect the basketball and you got to move the basketball. Stop dribbling all the damn time. Trust your teammates. Swing that ball. When you swung the ball, Marcus Smart hit open threes. When you swung the ball, Al Horford hit open threes. You get Derek White hit open threes. This is early in the series, obviously game 1. I'm simply making the point that when you've shown a willingness to trust the other dudes, they have come through for you in terms of hitting open shots. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, we all know they're both stars, but they put it upon themselves. They're dribbling the basketball entirely too much, and especially when Steve Kerr goes small. That's playing right into Golden State's hands because they're going to get after the ball. They're going to collapse on you, and you're going to turn the basketball over. That's what they have to avoid, and especially in the fourth quarter.
Finishing strong, I understand that. But when you play from a 15, 20-point deficit going into the fourth quarter, the amount of energy you use to get back in the game takes away from your legs. When you look at the fact
you talk about early in the first half because I'm saying they've come back and taken leads. Last game they took the lead.
But sustaining that down the stretch, you're utilizing a lot of your energy to get back in the ball game in the first place. So RJ, I do believe the way you start the game.
Jay, No, okay, yes. How you start the game, and Stephen A., it's so hard to really be positioned between two of you, two people that I don't want to agree with at any point in time. But unfortunately, in this moment, I am going to shade towards Stephen A. But he kind of made it a broad, specific thing. Talking about Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jayson Tatum in the fourth quarter is on a historically bad pace. Right? When I say historically, I mean his point production in the fourth quarter will go down as one of the most inefficient that we have ever seen in the 75 years of the NBA Finals. If he does not come out and have an impact, it doesn't matter if it's a 2-point game, if they're up by 5 points, if they're down by 4 points. If he does not come and play like an absolute superstar in the fourth quarter, and I don't want to hear this, well, I never said I was a superstar and I don't know what else. Bro, you are first team All-NBA. If you are a first-team All-NBA player, that means you are one of the top 5 players in the world this season. You need to perform in the fourth quarter. This ain't about a first quarter. This isn't about a halftime deficit. This isn't about your point production or going off of one leg or no. This is about in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go in crunch time. What will you do? And historically, over the course of these first 5 games, his point production, his efficiency has been something that we have not seen from a superstar his caliber. So it doesn't matter if he gets to the fourth quarter and he can have a 5 for 6, a 5 for 7 game in the fourth quarter. He will outscore every single game that he's played. He will outscore himself just alone in that fourth quarter if he has a great quarter. This is about late game production for Jayson Tatum. That is it. That is the story. They have to get to that point, and then he has to be a superstar.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.